Right, so the national security strategy just came out a little bit ago here. Mostly good from what we read through. There's some headlines that are bad, so we're going to go through and get into it. So why it's important, why do we care? So you're going to see this and hear this in literally every single video on this topic. But whatever, I'll repeat it here. I think it's worth it. So what this document actually is, it lays out the strategic goals and aims of the United States, how we aim to achieve those goals. And essentially, like, clearly, very clearly, in plain terms, lays out what we're looking to get and how we're looking to get it. Core national interests and strategic priorities above, listed off based on what we think are the most important. So there's some other ones listed here, but honestly, I think they kind of fall into the no shit category. So starting off, number one is an item that we talked about a lot, so industrial capacity. We've chatted about this before, but it's essentially one of the main pillars of the reasons why the U.S. was able to assist and largely help win World War II. The technology we had at the time wasn't better than the Germans, but we were able to outproduce everybody else, Germans included. Ships, planes, tanks, guns, ammunition, etc. Number two has to do with everything energy security, and I think they did this very intentionally because energy security and your energy production has everything to do with your industrial capacity. You can't do the industrial part of the equation if you have no energy. And soft power was a really good one. We did a video on this recently about China's growing soft power, and it really seems stupid when you talk about things like TikTok, and it seems even more stupid when you talk about things like Labubus and whatever. But China is undoubtedly growing, however small or incrementally, in their soft power, an area which the U.S. still maintains, definite dominance. And we talk about blue jeans and American cinema and culture and everything else. And by and large, I think that still remains true. But to see this in this document is incredibly meaningful. Next, what does the U.S. want in and from the world? We're not going to go through all these, so definitely pause and take a look, but I think overall, thumbs up, great. And again, this ties into the cyclical nature of the entire document, so you're going to see access to Western Hemisphere energy sources and mineral deposits and all this kind of thing, hard commodity stuff that are the foundational building blocks of economies. So I think that's great, and again, ties back into some of the core strategies that we're looking to achieve. So what do you think is not good about this document? And this is going to have everything to do with how we talk about and engage with China and Russia. Now, I'm such a hardo for this, nerd, whatever you want to call it. I literally search how many times and where they appear throughout the document, and frankly, it's not enough. And when we do talk about them, we're not being clear enough about how we plan to blunt our two main geopolitical rivals. Now, there's an argument to be made, we shouldn't lay out our entire strategy in a document. I'm sure that is what's being done here, but still would like to see a little bit more point in this. Let's talk about global trade as well. We just did a bunch of videos on this. About 80-90% of all trade is still done by sea. So they kind of played out what a Chinese invasion of Taiwan would look like on the U.S. economy as well as the global economy. But moreover, I don't really know why this administration is so bent on bending over backwards for both China and Russia. Like and subscribe for more.